Hey everybody, Longo here. We are going to model some quadratics with given information. Basically what that means is you are given two important points or three random points, and you write a quadratic equation that fits those points. And we're going to talk about three different ways to do it. So we're going to write an equation first that we know the vertex and some other random point that is on that parabola or quadratic equation. So what we're going to do is, when given a vertex, use vertex form. So vertex form is y is equal to a, and then parentheses x minus h squared plus k. And we have to remember what the h and k represent. The h and k is your vertex. So our vertex is h, comma, k. And of course, we know all points are just represented x and y. So in order to find the equation that goes through the vertex -4, 6 and a point 2, comma, -12, what you have to do is substitute in the information that you know and solve for what you don't know. So to do that, we have y, which we know is -12. Is equal to, we don't know what a is, but we also know that x is 2. And then we're going to fill in our h and k, which is our vertex. So our h is a -4. So since this is x minus h, minus a -4 is going to give us +4. And then our k value is 6, so +6. And all of that is going to help us find a. So now all you have to do is start crunching some numbers. So we have -12 is equal to a times 6 squared plus 6. So that's going to be 36a plus 6 is equal to a -12. Subtract 6 from both sides. That's going to give us a -18 is equal to 36a. Divide both sides by 36, and you're going to end up with -1/2 is equal to a. So we found that the a value is -1/2. So to finish this question, all we have to do is write the equation. So it's y is equal to -1/2 times x plus 4, because we need the vertex, squared, plus k, which is 6. And that's it. So you use the x and y with the h and k to help you find a. But your final answer, you will have the x and y. The only thing that you need to keep from the original is your opposite of -4 and 6. So the h, comma, k. Okay? So that's how you do it when given a vertex and a point. Now to do the exact same thing when given x-intercepts, the only difference is you're going to use the intercept form. And the intercept form is y is equal to a times x minus p times x minus q, where p and q are your x-intercepts, and x and y, of course, are your points. So if you understood how to do the last question, why don't you give this one a try and see if you can work your way through it all by yourself. Click play when you're ready. So the point, of course, is x and y. And then we have two different x-intercepts, but with the x-intercept, the important part is obviously the x, which is our p and q's, our x-intercepts of these guys. So here's our p and here's our q. So again, to fill this in, we put our x and y where they belong. So y is 18 is equal to a again, and our x value is 4 for both. Can't have two different x's. But then we need to use our p and q. So minus p is 3, so that would be -3. And q is a -5, so minus a -5 would turn into +5. And again, we're just going to do the exact same thing. We're just going to go solve. So 18 is equal to a times 1 times 9. So then that's going to give us 18 is equal to 9a. So a is equal to 2 after you divide both sides by 9. Again, you must write the equation. So we're going to have y is equal to 2 times x minus 3 and x plus 5. Again, we have to keep x and y in the equation. We use the x-intercepts for our p and q. All right, so that's how you do it with x-intercepts and a point. Now, to do it with 3 points, it is challenging to do it by hand. You need to solve a system of equation with 3 variables. But we're not going to do that. We are going to use a graphing calculator. So I'm going to pause the video for a minute and get the graphing calculator loaded up here. I advise you to go grab your graphing calculator, and we will get going and do it really easily. So this is what we're going to do for our graphing calculator. We are going to use the graphing calculator and substitute in 3 points, and your calculator is going to do all the work for you. Now, you have to know how to use your calculator, and in order to type in 3 points, what you need to do is create a list. And it's an X and Y list. And to do that, you need to press the Stat button. And the Stat button is where we're going to edit a list. So you want to press number 1 on the Edit menu. And it's going to give us L1 and L2. So that's going to be list 1 and list 2. But we know, or we are going to tell the calculator that L1 is our X coordinates and L2 is our Y coordinates. So the first thing you're going to want to do is type in the X's in order. So 3, 5, -1. So we have 3, enter, 5, enter, -1, enter. And then we're going to press to the right, and we're going to go into L2. Now you must make sure you type the corresponding Y with its X. So 3, 2, and then you click enter. We have 5, -4, enter, and -1, 50, enter. So now you have everything typed in. So we have 3, 2, 5, -4, -1, 50. So after that, you need to tell the calculator what you want to do with it. So we're going to press the Stat button again. But this time we're going to slide over to Calculate. And the Calculate can do a whole bunch of different things. It could come up with a line that best fits the equation, or all sorts of different things. But this is a quadratic regression. So what we're basically telling the calculator to do is use a whole bunch of fancy programs that are inside of it, give it 3 points, and say, hey, find me a quadratic equation that works best with those 3 points. So you press number 5 or highlight it and click enter, either way, and it's going to ask you which lists you want X to be and which lists you want Y to be. That's why I said we type X into L1 and L2. You could always change it, so you can change it to L3 and L4 if you wanted multiple lists. And then you could store the equation if you wanted to, but we're not going to be graphing it, so you just scroll down to Calculate. And then you hit enter. And then it does some number crunching, and bam, it's done for you. It just calculated the entire thing. So you now know that the answer is ax squared plus bx plus c, and that is the standard form equation for a quadratic. So then all we have to do is copy down the a, b, and c. So y is equal to 1.5 x squared minus 15x plus 33.5. So the calculator did all the work for us. We are done. That is the quadratic equation that goes through 3 points. All right, so recap of this video. We learned how to write an equation when given a vertex and a point, x-intercepts and a point, and 3 points with a calculator. Okay, so that's it for this video. This is Longo and I'm out. See you, bye.